So guys, today we're going to make garlic butter. It's a lifesaver for me, this. Essentially, you can just spread this on toast if you just fancy a bit of garlic. If you've got any old bread, pancakes, baguettes, anything like that, get them in the Ninja oven, bring them out, spread this on just like butter. Pizza base, same thing again. If you make garlic dough balls, once the dough balls are made, to add a bit extra flavour again on top, you can put this butter over the top of all the balls and all that butter will just melt in over all the garlic dough balls as well. So let's get into it. So for this we use a full clove of garlic, not a clove, a bulb of garlic. There you go, taught myself something new there. A full bulb of garlic. As you can see here, I'm not going to film 45 minutes of me trimming the skin off of each one of these garlic cloves, but there you go, already done. Pardon, Blue Peter, check me out. And then what I've got here, this one is a piranha, and it's just a chopper. You can use any chopper you've got to blitz these down. If you've got a garlic press, you can use the garlic press. If you've got none of them, you can just chop it by hand. I won't show you my amazing knife skills because quite often it gives people stomach ache with laughing. But basically, obviously, I've got the chopper because I'm rubbish with knife skills, so it just speeds things up. Obviously, got the best knives. Wah! Bit of ninja skills on there. Brilliant, these knives. If you haven't got any, really like these knives. Anyway, back to this. So, whatever method you use, knife, a chopper, garlic press, whatever, you just need to get this into smaller pieces. So I'm just throwing all these in here. With these, just in case you didn't know, you've just got to line that top piece up and then we're golden. Otherwise you can be pulling this cord to blend it in and nothing happens. Basically with this one, all you're doing is pulling this, and you'll see here, basically you've got all the different blades and they're just chopping it up. Just realise it's going to be a really shaky video as long as I'm pulling that left to right. I like mine almost mustard, to be honest. So let's have a look. You can see, look, that's quite fine there. As that is, that's perfectly fine. I've used it like that loads, but I am just going to give it an extra whisk. There you go. Right, let's have a look in there. Wow, what do you think of that? Smells lovely. So if you do have one of these, just be careful with those blades, they're really sharp. So for me, it's just a case of scooping this into the bowl really. So scoop all this in. This one's actually for my daughter who's addicted to my garlic butter, so I've got my own to make after this because I've just run out as well. I do like it, it just goes on anything. Another thing you can do, if you fancy it, if you've got somebody who is really into their garlic, once you've made a pizza and the pizza's piping hot, it's just come out the oven, you can just put little blobs of your butter on top and it will melt into the pizza to add yet another layer of flavour on top of your pizza. If you do make a garlic bread in there, I did it once, clueless, and I put my garlic butter on the pizza base and it was sticky as well, the pizza base. But you know, I struggled through it, convinced it was going to be fantastic. Fortunately guys, the garlic tends to burn and you get a horrible bitter taste from the amount of heat that's attacking it in the oven. So do remember, the butter always goes on when the product's cooked, not before. So guys, normally I'd soldier on with this for another couple of minutes to get every bit out of there, and the same with the lid. I never leave my lid like that. I'll probably be 5 minutes getting almost every single crumb because I'm tighter than a duck's butt crack. But there you go. So we've got our garlic on there. Let's take that off just so that finger smells of garlic every time I pick my nose. Get that in there, and we've got, this is a brilliantly buttery from Asda. I normally get mine from Aldi, which they do like a cooking butter, a rip-off of Stork or whatever it is. You just get the full tub goes in here. Now, I have tried in the past, I made this garlic butter thinking I was clever. I thought, oh, this is brilliant, I can use this tub and I'm going to put all my garlic butter back into this tub so it's nice and convenient. Got my own little fancy spreadable tub. Unfortunately, the butter went off within a week as soon as it's mixed with the garlic. Yeah, so furry garlic bread's your thing, use the tub. But if you're like me and you just want the nice garlic butter, we're going to be putting this into cling film. Again, I'd have got a bit more out of that, but for benefit of time and everything else, we're just going to move on. So we've got that in there. Basically, we're just mixing all that garlic in now. Push it right down into your bowl, turn it over. You can spend as long as you want with this. I wouldn't recommend putting this in the mixer. Another mistake I've made in the past, the piranha that I've just used to blend all the garlic up. Brilliant, that piranha, by the way, for chopping stuff up, it's amazing. But what I did, I thought, hey, brilliant, while we're here, I'll just chuck the butter straight in, blend it all together, and it did it perfectly, to be fair. Did a really good job. But when it came to cleaning, I didn't actually clean it initially. The wife did, and I wasn't the most popular person in the house. We had to have about 6 or 7 goes, and in the end I had to leave it full of boiling water because that butter was so oily, it just wasn't coming out at all. So again, you can mix this as long as you want. We're pretty good there, to be fair. It's okay. Next thing's parsley. Now you can use any parsley. If you've got fresh, you use fresh. Out of convenience and out of price, I just buy this cheap one, which is, I can't remember where this one's from. Is it Asda? Is it Aldi? It'd be one of those two. Basically, on average, I don't know how we've ended up with half here, but usually I use about 1/3 of a jar of this parsley. Sprinkle plenty in. Let's see how we go with that. Of course, you've got to imagine that this, as it is, you've got to visualise what it's going to look like when everything melts away. And this is spread on your pizza base or your bread, whatever it is you're doing it on. So you want to see it quite vividly, these little green bits, because even though that isn't the garlic, for some reason everybody wants to see these little green bits in there. The parsley doesn't add a dramatic flavour, but I feel like it does do. It just makes it look that bit better. I'm just going to add a bit more to that. Get it all mixed in. It smells nice in here. Unless you don't like garlic, then what are you watching this for? There you go. Right, that, we're done. It's as easy as that. So I'm going to pause the video there, scrape these last bits out into this mix so I'm not wasting anything. 3-finger lick, tastes good. And then I'm going to come back to you and show you how we wrap this up. So guys, we're back again now. So we've got our plastic wrap, or cling film as we call it in the UK. So what we do now, scoop our butter in. So we want to try and make this reasonably even, because if we do that, what it does, I do it by a spoon like this, and it keeps it roughly a similar size And when it comes to actually wrapping this in a minute, because it's fairly, it's not exact, but because it's fairly close in size, it makes it that little bit easier to wrap up. Needs a bit more there. There we are, I've got that on. It's not looking particularly, it's not mega bad, but I've done that better in the past. All we're going to do is just shape that together slightly. A bit thicker on that end, so we'll scoop some down to the middle bit. And the same across here. That'll do us. Right, when you get cling film, roll that up like this. Now, before we put this side down, there's a little tip for you. I just gently pat it. Oh, good garlic. There you go, little pat. And then I'll push that side down, roll my garlic back a little bit, tuck the edge of that film under, then roll it again. For the last bit, we'll roll that up. Now I'm rubbing that across there because I want that to be a little bit sticky to the rest of the film. Then just turning the ends round. Look at me, both hands at once. Check me out. And we're just tightening that up. Now you can push a bit as you do this to compress it slightly. You don't even need to compress it, to be honest. I don't know why I do, I just always do. So it makes more of a round shape, so you get, see, like this bit here. I try to lose these bits, so you're almost squeezing the butter down, so it makes that tight. You see, you've lost quite a bit there now. If we look around it, it's, oh look, bad karma, my friend. Get in there, squidge it about. That's the professional term, guys. You know, when you're a top chef like me, not, we use professional phrases like squidge it. And that's it, we're done. So all you do now, you put that in the freezer. When you come to make your garlic bread and you're prepping your pizza dough and you get everything out ready to make your pizzas, go to your freezer, cut off what you need. You'll gauge that in time. It's difficult for each person's taste. If this ends up being too strong, cut a thinner piece like there for a garlic. 12-inch, you're probably looking at about there if you like it weak, to the right, not the left. Calm down. So that bit on the right there will be enough for you if you like it quite weak. If you like it quite strong, you're almost doing double that. Not quite, it's a bit less. But a piece like from here to the end is like what I will use on a, from there to there is what I'll use on a 12-inch pizza base. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to say normally it's 20 minutes, but I'm going to say 30 minutes. You never know what the weather's going to be like in this country. And you just leave it on the side. By the time your pizza crust's out, you're all ready to go. And you can just cut this from frozen with an half-decent knife. It'll just cut straight through. And that is your garlic butter for all your garlic breads, toast, whatever you want. It's all done. Now look what you get in there. I think the garlic bulb was something like 40 odd p from Asda, and I think the butter, I've forgotten. I'm going to say the butter's £1. The Aldi one's under £1, and your garlic clove, it can't be more than £1.50 for all that. When you buy this butter, if you buy like the Lurpak one, you get a third of that for double the price. So you're not doing bad with what you've got there. You're probably going to get, what, one? I bet you're going to get 8 garlic breads out of that. There you go, garlic butter done.